Dr. Eric Peterson. I'm director of the University of Utah Marching Band.
Okay, and what is it that the Drumline does for the band?
What is it that the Drumline does for the band? Well, they are an integral part of the band, a great spirited group, one of the best groups, probably one of the strongest groups in the band. They work very, very hard and really rhythmically help provide the heartbeat for the rest of the band.
I'm the instructor of the University of Utah Drumline.
Okay, what is it that you do with the Drumline?
I'm responsible for developing their hands and teaching them the techniques that they'll need in order to play the music with the University of Utah Marching Band.
Which would you say is the hardest to learn?
They're all different actually. They're difficult in different ways. Bass drum, you've got to be really good about counting and rhythms. Tenors, you've got to be able to learn all the splits, and they're heavy to haul around. And snare drum, because it's such a staccato, short sound, you've got to have a lot of care in being able to place the notes exactly, like computer perfectly into the head.
Tell me about the history of the Drumline.
A little bit of the history is the marching band in general is based upon the military. You had these military bands, and especially after World War I and II, these people were coming back, and they'd worked on these things during the wars and in combat. And anyways, they got home and they wanted to continue performing together and having fun. So that helped lead to all the marching bands that you see with all the schools, and also drum and bugle corps have a big history. Some of them are based out of military posts, or even Boy Scout troops, I think, started some of them.
Will you explain to me how the snare drums hold their sticks?
Snare drums hold their sticks like this in the left hand, where it rests on the ring finger. It's really, you're holding it between your index finger and your thumb, and your middle finger rests on top.
Okay.
And this developed because, along with the military, they used to wear drums on slings, and so they were slanted. So instead of trying to play over the edge like this, they developed this technique.
Okay.
And then even now, we've flattened out the drums now that they're on harnesses. It's called traditional grip, because it's really just a tradition, and that's why they still use it. Then the right hand is just, if matched, it's kind of a variation of a German grip. Just a flatter palm in the right hand, fingers wrapped around the stick, thumb on the side. It's going to look about like that, snare drum.
Okay, what about the tenors and the basses? Do they have... Tenors don't use traditional grip, do they?
They do not. They use match grip, so that both hands look the same, and that's why it's called match grip.
And basses do too, right?
Basses use match grip, but theirs is a little bit different because their surface is flat this way. Instead of pivoting straight back in the wrist, they actually rotate their wrist and come back a little bit. It's kind of like you're opening a doorknob is kind of the motion.
Not really.
The cymbals, again, we use more of an orchestral-based technique here. It's just part of the traditional battery. In a concert band, the battery is the cymbals, snare drum, and basses. In a bass drum, concert bass drum. So when you put that out on the field, that's why we have the cymbal or that metallic voice.
I love the Drumline. I love the band. You guys flatter me. You make it possible for me to be nutty in front of like thousands of people, and I love it. I do.
That's great.
And your Drumline makes it possible.
Drumline is inspirational. So percussion's pretty much your life.
More for the friends than it has been.
Kind of like the human metronome.